I hope all of you are fine. So, as you all love geography, so here is the person who explored the geography in the ancient time and traveled all around the world. So, we would discuss in detail who was that person and what was his contribution to the world and who he introduced other parts of the world to the other parts and what he brings new to the world. So he is a Muslim travel judge named Ibn Battuta. This article by Cynthia Stokes Brown. The account of the travel of Muslim legal scholar Ibn Battuta in the first of the 40th century revealed the wide scope of Muslim worlds at that time. The abode of Islam during the life of Ibn Battuta, sometimes spelled Battuta, Islamic civilization stretched from the Atlantic coast of West Africa across northern Africa, the Middle East, and India to Southeast Asia. This constituted the Darul Islam or the abode of Islam. In addition, there were important communities of Muslims in cities and towns beyond the frontier of Darul Islam. People in the whole Ummah community are people believing in one God and His sacred law, Sharia, shared doctrinal belief, religious ritual, more moral values, and everyday manner. In the early 1300s, this community was expanding dramatically. Background: Ibn Battuta was born in Tanigar Port of modern day Morocco on Feb 25, 1304. This port city on the coast of Atlantic Ocean lies 45 miles west of the Mediterranean Sea, close to the western side of the Strait of Gibraltar, above where Spain, Italy, and the Morocco side, where Africa and Europe nearly collide. Yes, the man Ibn Battuta family were legal scholars, and he was raised with a focus on education. However, there was no madrasa or college of higher learning in Tenigar. Thus, Ibn Battuta art travel was spurred by interest in finding the best teachers and the best library, which were then in Alexandria in Egypt, Cairo, and the Mashkar. He also wanted to make the pilgrim to Mecca, called the Hajj, as soon as possible out of the eagerness and devotion to his faith. On June 14, 1325, at the age of 21, Ibn Battuta rode out of Tangier on a donkey, the start of his journey to Makkah. Like the young Marco Polo, he was quite alone, as illustrated by his passage from the travels of Ibn Battuta. His detailed account of his wandering: I sat alone, having neither fellow traveller in whose companionship I might find cheer, nor caravan whose party I might join, but swayed by an overmastering impulse within me and a desire long cherished in my bosom to visit these illustrious sanctuaries. So I braced my resolution to quit all my dear ones, female and male, and forsook my home as the birds forsake their nest. My parents being yet in the bonds of life, it weighed sorely upon me and to part from them, and both they and I were afflicted with sorrow at this separation from the tables of Ibn Battuta travels. Ibn Battuta's solitude did not last long. According to his chronicle, the governor of one city gave him alms of goods and woolen cloth, as almsgiving was considered a pillar of Islam. Ibn Battuta stayed at madrasas and at Sufi hospices as he made his way to Tunis. By the time he left Tunis, he was serving as a page, a qazi of a caravan of pilgrims who needed their dispute settled by a well-educated man. Alexandria and the Mishk were two highlights on the part of the trip that followed. Ibn Battuta entered Mecca in mid-October 1326, a year and 4 months after leaving home. He stayed a month, taking part in all ritual experience and talking with diverse people from every Islamic land. While his writing don't provide much details about what this experience meant to him after it was over, he said, Alpha Baghdad, instead of returning home. He traveled in a camel caravan of returning pilgrim, and this is when his real global trotting began. Ibn Battuta led a complete life while traveling. He studied and prayed. He practiced his legal profession. He had astonishing outdoor adventure. He married at least 10 times and left children growing up all over Afro-Eurasia. A few examples of these activities provide a good picture of his life journey. In Alexandria, Ibn Battuta spent 3 days as a guest of locally venerated Sufi ascetic by the name of Burhan al-Din the Lame. This holy man saw that Ibn Battuta had a passion for travel. He suggested that Ibn Battuta visit three fellow Sufis, two in India and one in China. Of the encounter with Burhan al-Din, Ibn Battuta wrote in his travels, I was amazed at Burhan al-Din's prediction and the idea of going to this country having been caused into my mind. My wandering never ceased until I had met these three that he named and conveyed his greeting to them. Ibn Battuta visited another saint who lived a quiet life of devotion in a town near Alexandria. It was summer, and Ibn Battuta slept on the roof of the main cell. There he had a dream of a large bird that carried him for his word and left him there. The saint interpreted this to mean that Ibn Battuta would travel to India and stay there for a long time, echoing what Burhan al-Din had said. So here is a detailed video. So we will discuss in another video about world geography, about the continents, about the oceans, rivers. So everything is in detail we would discuss in the further videos. I hope you would like and enjoy it. Please share, subscribe, and follow the channel.